Hello everybody, welcome back to the Little Shop of Hoarders and the PDX Picker channel. I'm Chris. We are here, we're going to pull some orders that sold for me on eBay and one on Mercari. I'm also going to talk about a strategy to use if you want to close your shop down, if you're going on vacation, setting it on time away mode. So we're going to talk about some tips to make sure that your store doesn't die while you're out of town. So let's go ahead and pull those orders right after the intro song. Wanna buy that Farrah Fawcett poster. What if I did it live? Look, I'm gonna do it live. Wanna buy that Farrah Fawcett poster. Pez dispensers and a toaster. Don't know why that kind of stuff you throw away. I'll sell on eBay. And we're back. So, had a very good couple of days. Have 17 or 18 total items going out for almost exactly $900. Most of that was on eBay, but I did sell the one item on Mercari. Let's go ahead and pull that item first. It is a vintage Y2K baby fat jacket, coat. This one right here. Definitely got that vintage look to it. It says baby fat right there. Picked this up at Goodwill for probably $10 to $15. I can't remember exactly, but I paid up for it a little because it's like a faux leather or leather. I can't remember what it is, but sold it on Mercari. Took an offer for $40. Free shipping. Now Mercari is, of course, no seller fees, so I do get to keep the full $40, which made it okay. But I've had this since the winter, and it didn't sell over the winter, but I don't know. I'm kind of running out of space on my rack that I have for clothes, so I was just excited to get this big bulky coat out of the way to free up some more space. So $40 heading out the door on that. So this is, it is important, I think, to bring this up or put this in your listing when you do have that early 2000s or late 90s kind of item like this, clothing related. A good keyword to put in there is Y2K, because a lot of people are searching for that when they are hunting for clothes, because that's a particular style or look that they're going for. So make sure that you have that keyword in there when you're pulling that, or when you're listing those. In case it wasn't obvious, I have my guest camera operator again. Jonas is in the house running the camera for me, so means I'm going to be awkwardly flailing with my hands since I now have both of them free, so I apologize in advance. This next item that sold, picked it up just a couple weeks ago at a garage sale for $5. It's a pair of Vans. High Skate? No. Can't remember the name of this. I was looking to Jonas to see if maybe he knew what they were, but he just gave me the blank look of death, so we'll have to confirm exactly what model that is. But I bought those primarily because the condition on them was so good. I just did a little bit of cleanup on the edges here, and I don't think these were worn that much at all. Not exactly a great model, or I should say maybe the colorway isn't great. I think it's a little too busy for some folks, but that's the Old School Mysterioso tie-dye shoe. So sold that for $20 plus shipping. Not too bad. Okay. This is going to be a reveal for Jonas, because he was really holding his breath on me selling this one. But I finally sold my Anthony Robbins training set, coach training set, the Robbins Medanes coach training. I picked this up at the Goodwill outlet for $2.59. Anthony Robbins is a pretty well-known, he's a pretty well-known like self-help guru kind of a guy. He does a lot of that kind of stuff, and this is some sort of a training program that they put on. If you go through them and buy this, it's $5,000. So I was pretty excited when I found this at the Goodwill outlet for $2.59. I did not sell it for $5,000. It didn't come close to that. I did take an offer eventually. I could have held out on it longer, but I just decided my August isn't going that great sales-wise, so go ahead and take the offer. I took an offer for $325. Not too bad, though, for $2.59. The person was very nice when they offered me that. They put in a note there that said, please don't be offended by my low offer. That's what I'm comfortable paying. And I'll let you guys in on a little tip. If you put a nice little note in your offers that says something to the effect of, hey, appreciate you taking the time to look at my offer, there's a good chance that I'm going to accept it, or at least consider it a lot more than the people that just send random lowball offers and in the hopes that the seller is desperate. But anyway, $325 on that one. Speaking of notes with offers, the same thing happened with this one, and I don't know if... speaking of notes from the buyer, this person sent me a note on here. It was too involved to be made up, but it tugged at my heartstrings just a little bit. They said that she has a son who I believe was 18 years old who has autism, and he has really identified in some way with this particular hoodie. He had something like 9 or 12 of these already in different colors, and the one that was in black had worn out, so his mom wanted to buy another one. So I took an offer for this, $40, free shipping. I picked this up at a yard sale for probably $8. It's kind of cool. It's the Nike Waffle Fry logo on there. So $40, free shipping. I think it's heading out to New Jersey. But yet again, if you put a nice note when you're messaging me or sending me the offer, I'll be more inclined to listen to or to accept your offer. So if you want to go to my store and you see something that looks good and you want to get a screaming deal on it, send me a nice offer or send me a nice message in the offer. All right, one more and then we'll get into the topic. Happens to be right here. I picked this up at an estate sale that was maybe the second day. Whatever it was, everything was half off. It might have even been the third day. I don't know what this is. Well, actually, I know what it is now. I didn't know at the time. It's basically just a roof coating, a roof sealant called Gacko Roof from Gacko Flex Company. And they had this nice note on here which led me to be more interested in looking into it. They said, paid $100 for this can. Sad face. And the original price on it was $20, but I got it for half off, so I paid $10 on that. And they were correct, because I sold that for $109.90. Free shipping on that one. So came in this nice box. I'll just throw it in there and maybe put a label on here to cover up this note, because I don't really want the buyer to read that. I don't want them to think that I wrote this note for them to read. But anyway, great sales to start off the day. We've got 80, 180, 200, over $500 of sales in the first 5 items there. So August is actually picking up for me. It's still lagging behind my previous couple of months, which is to be expected. As I've mentioned before many times, August is a slow month for me historically, for a lot of us historically, because school is starting in most of the country. I think that just generally is bringing a lot of the sales down. But it's not quite school time here for us. Our school starts either in late August or actually right after Labor Day. So that means we have time to fit in one vacation in for the year. It's the first vacation that I've really had a chance to take that wasn't a weekend anyway. So we are going in a couple of days up to a lake about 2 hours north of us. We rented a house. It's going to be the 5 of us, and then my parents are going to stay there. A little bit of a bummer when I'm looking at the weather forecast. It's going to be rainy and highs in the upper 60s, so not exactly lake fun weather, but hopefully we'll still have some time to spend some time on the water and not freeze to death. But more importantly, though, that is the first time in a while that I'm going to have to put my store on time away mode, because I'll be gone from Tuesday through Friday, well, Tuesday through Saturday, so I'll miss out on 4 business days. And I put my store on time away mode starting on midnight tonight, which is Sunday, because I don't want any orders to sneak through tomorrow, which I'll have to try and pack up and ship at the last second. One thing, though, that I am worried about, or that I'm always worried about, is if I'm not only turning off my store with time away mode in general, that's probably going to decrease the number of sales that my store will have, because there's a little note that says, this seller is away, not going to be able to ship the item until they come back, and that's probably going to discourage a fair number of buyers who want that item sooner than later. On top of that, I also don't want my store to be shut down because I'm not listing every day. You know, it's my goal to list 5 items a day, generally 5 or 6 items a day. But if I'm gone, I'm not going to be able to list any unless I take advantage of the drafts option in the listings tab. So my plan is what I'm going to end up doing is listing or having drafts for 2 items a day. I'm going to be gone for 5 days, so that's 10 total listings. I don't need to go crazy. I don't need to do 5 listings a day. I just want some sort of activity on my account so that the eBay algorithm still notices that I'm there and running my store, and I don't want them to hide my listings down in the bottom of the search results because I'll show them that, hey, I'm listing every day. So I'm probably just going to do 2 listings a day via the draft function, and hopefully that'll keep my store up and running. So my plan with this strategy is to hopefully beat the system a little bit. Like I mentioned, again, I know my sales are going to be down somewhat, just as naturally is the case with time away mode. But keeping those listings up, those drafts churning out a couple a day, will hopefully be just enough activity, just enough action to keep my listings showing up high enough that people will still go ahead and postpone receiving it, or not receive it as quickly as they would have liked, but they'll still see my listings and still hopefully buy it. So that's my plan. My question to you all out there is, what do you guys do when it's time away mode? Do you just turn off your store completely, not have any drafts or any listings go out? Do you try and bring items with you and list while you're out and about on your vacation? Do you buy items, go to garage sales when you're on your vacations and list those things? Do you completely shut your store down? What kind of things do you guys do when you are out of town and away from your business? How do you keep your business going? So comment down below some of your best tips, best things that you've seen in the past, or things that you want to attempt on the next time you go on vacation. So let's get back to pulling those orders. We still got some really good ones left. The next item that sold, speaking of really good ones, not this one, but I finally sold this. It has taken way too long. This is a Monster High doll that I picked up for like $1 at a garage sale. And here she is right here. I think it's, I don't know what her name is, but she is... This is the Boo York version of LED. LED. LED? Normally these have some sort of clever name to them. I'm probably missing something, but anyway. I listed her on eBay and had quite a bunch of watchers, and I listed her on Mercari, I cross-listed on Depop, and especially Depop, I'm not kidding, I bet you I had 30 likes on this item. And I had originally had it listed for like $19. Not very much money at all. Some of these Monster High dolls will sell for $25, $30, $50, and more, depending on how rare they are. And this one was at least semi-rare. I had seen comps for her selling around that $19 range, $19, $20 range, but nobody was pulling the trigger. I kept sending out offers to the people that liked it, a couple of dollars off. Nobody took the bait. And finally I realized there's a couple of accessories that she's missing, and that was the main reason why she wasn't going to be selling at that full price of $19, $20. So she ended up in my 50% off sale, and she sold for $9.50 plus shipping, but I finally got somebody to take the bait and buy her. So it was so confusing to me. I didn't understand how there could be so many likes on an item that was not very expensive. I mean, I could see like 30 likes on an item for $300 and nobody spending that much money to buy it, but for something that's like $20, it just didn't make any sense to me. So here's an item that I just bought and listed, and maybe I priced it too low, but I didn't because of the condition issue. So this is a Buyer's Choice Caroler. This one came out in 1986, I think, 85. So it's signed right here, Buyers 1985. And they have a sticker on the bottom. So I picked this up for about $1, and she sold for $15 plus shipping. She's missing a bell right here. So normally she would have just a little bell, because she's, I guess, ringing a bell while she's caroling. And I thought that might have more of an effect on, well, it did have an effect on the value, I think, but I thought it might make it take longer to sell. But like I said, it sold in like 2 or 3 days. Maybe a week. I don't know. Not very much time for $15 plus shipping. Buyer's choice. If you see these carolers and you can get them relatively cheap, now that we're coming up to Christmas time, these are really good sellers. So be on the lookout for those. This guy sold. I was at the Goodwill outlet a few months ago, and I found 2 baseballs there that had autographs on them. And so I got super excited and picked them up because, you know, they're like less than $1 a piece because they weigh virtually nothing. I didn't know who the autographs were or anything like that, and you know, they could have been a bunch of nobodies. They could have been signed by somebody's, you know, beer league softball team. But first one that sold was actually signed by Ricky Henderson. So that one was cool. I auctioned that one off. Didn't sell for a ton, maybe $40. This one is actually a facsimile signature ball, but still kind of cool. This is from the 1986 Baltimore Orioles World Series team. So these are all fake signatures, but Jim Palmer, that's a good big name there. There's a few other good names on there, but Storm Davis. That sold for $9.95 plus shipping. So not too bad for a 50-cent pickup. 1983 Baltimore Orioles. I apologize to all the Orioles fans out there who were probably screaming that their team did not win the series in 1986. All right, this next item that sold is just a pair of Nike shoes that, this is a good lesson. It's a good lesson on what not to do when you are cleaning your shoes. I picked these up for probably, it was either $2 or $4, I can't remember, at my church rummage sale. I'm gonna say it was $2 because I'm pretty sure that's what it was. They are a pair of Nike Air Max. It says Flywire here on the side. I got them primarily because they were in really good condition and they're Air Max, so I figured there was going to be some value to them. These are pretty old. They're actually from 2010. So this isn't the lesson, but for those of you that don't know, you can actually look inside on your Nike tag. You can get the style code there underneath the UK6 and the Euro 40. It says 386, whatever. I don't have my glasses on. 386374-004. So that's helpful and to put in your eBay listing. But then also next to there's dates on either side here, which are production dates for this shoe. So this shoe was March 11th, 2010 to July 7th, 2010. So, you know, it's a 14-year-old shoe at this stage. But I was still cleaning it up because even though they were in good condition, the soles were a little dirty. And I ended up taking a brush right here to this sole, and I got really wanted to scrub in there, and you can really see it right there. It wiped off a lot of that black color, and you know, it's definitely going to hurt the value on it. And if I disclose that, of course, but these end up selling for $15 plus shipping. But the moral of the story here is when you're dealing with especially older shoes, because they've been out in the elements for a long time, they're just naturally a little more likely that there could be something, a piece of glue could be rubbing away, or in this case the color could fade easier. Just be gentle when you're cleaning these. I paid the price on this. Probably only would have been $25 shoes even if they had not had that condition issue, but had to settle for selling them for $15. We're on a Nike theme today at another Nike item sell. This is a putter that I picked up at my favorite thrift store. I paid up for it, but I knew, or at least I thought, it was going to be a good sale, and it was. This is a Nike Ignite 100 Blade putter. I paid either $12.99 or $14.99 for it. Grip on it was decent, but took a little bit longer than I thought, maybe 6 weeks to 8 weeks, but it sold on offer for $55 plus shipping. So what are you most looking forward to, Jonas, on our trip? What are you most excited about?
The lake.
The lake.
Yep.
Just looking at it?
Just looking at it.
Are you going to brave getting in the water, even though it's only going to be 66 degrees on the outside temperature?
I am.
All right. Jonas is he doesn't really care about temperature. He likes to go swimming in our pool when it's like 50 degrees out. Because he's crazy. Do you remember what item that I was going to pull was? This next item?
You didn't tell me.
I will, but I thought maybe you could read my mind. Pretty sure it was on box or in shelf F. It's not looking like it though. Alright. Now that I have a free hand, I could take my phone around with me. It says shelf F, but I don't think it's on shelf F. But I remember what it is now. Oh, it's in this box right here. Alright, so this next item that sold is this NutriBullet set. I have the base. This is a NutriBullet 900 series. I have the base, one container with a blade and a couple of lids for this. Bought this, and there are a few other pieces to it too that are somewhere else in here. I separated them out because they're actually right here. It's this set is another part. All of that was at my local thrift store for $4.99. So essentially $2.50 for each grouping, and this sold for $35 plus shipping. Tested it out, works great. This shinier metal is one of the newer versions of it. So if you see one of these out, it didn't take too long, but it took about 2 months to sell. So not too bad at all. I thought it might sell a little bit faster, but $2.50 into $35 on that one is a pretty good one. And I'll have another, I think maybe $25 was the other lot that I had on that one. All right, this next item is a great example of something that you should do every so often with your inventory when you have an item that you just don't understand why it hasn't sold yet. And that was the case with this. It's actually be the second time that I've sold this item because the first time it was returned, but this is a Guitar Hero Wii guitar, and it's not in spectacular condition. You can see there's scratches and stuff all over. The first time this was returned was because the cable in here, there was a little bit of fraying going on, or the covering on here was coming off, so they returned it for that reason, which is fine. They tested it, it worked fine. I tested it, it worked fine, but I did wrap some electrical tape around it and re-posted it, and it didn't sell. It just sat there for weeks and weeks and weeks. Normally these will sell as long as you have them priced correctly, within a couple of days at the most. So I knew that, I kind of forgot about it, but I was reminded, and I thought to myself, probably saw it here on the shelf, why has that not sold? Basically what it was is I just priced it a little too high. So I revised the price to $44.95, which is what it sold for, in about 2 days after I changed the price. So that is definitely something you should do if you, like I said, have an item that you know it should be selling quickly and it hasn't been selling for whatever reason. Take a look at your listing. Maybe you have something spelled wrong in the title. Maybe the photos are upside down. Maybe you put the wrong photos on there. Maybe like me, you just had it priced too high. Just take a look at that listing and make any revisions if you find any to hopefully sell it quickly, like in 2 days, like this one. Also, for those of you that don't know and you look at this and you think that it's going to be a nightmare to ship, it's not always, it's still not easy, but one thing you can do, not all of the models have these, but a lot of them do. If you pull this down here on the back, this neck pops off. So that takes about 12 or 18 inches off of your length on here. So this is a much easier item to ship now when you can split it up like that. Next two items are both over here in the same section. This is another item that was in my 50% off sale. And It is a golf club that I picked up in a set at a yard sale for $5. There were 3 woods, not this one, but there were 3 woods, and so there were 3 or 4 woods and a set of irons. I bought them all for $5. I sold the irons a while ago for about $80, and this sold for $19.50 free shipping. It'll probably be about $8 or $9 to ship. So, you know, I have 25 cents into this club, so not too bad for that. I mean, I really bought that for the irons, not for the woods. But since, you know, I could have just donated the woods, but thought I might as well get some money out of it. Next item that sold right over here as well is another Trolls lot. So these are all holiday themed Trolls. That was a Christmas themed one. This one says #1 grad for like graduation time of year. This is a Hanukkah Troll. It says Happy Hanukkah. And there's a little Easter one. So picked up all of these Troll lots for right around $3 each, and this one sold for $15 plus shipping, although I am 100% in the profit now because I made all my money back on the other 2 lots that sold. So this is either the 3rd or the 4th lot, and it's all profit at this point. So I did take a risk. I hadn't sold Troll dolls before. I've seen them, you know, you see them every now and then, but I happened to find a really good deal at them at the Thriftapalooza earlier this year. This woman was selling maybe 15 of them for like $5, and then I bought another, or $3 even, and then I bought another 15 or so for like $12 at my favorite thrift store. So it was $3 for the other one, because I know altogether I had $15 into it, and I put together 6 different lots for about $15 each. So that 15 will eventually turn into hopefully $75, and I'm already well on my way to that. So, okay, this next one, this confirms it. I am in absolute love with Crocs sandals. I picked up 2 more pairs. I talked about them in a previous video at my favorite thrift store a couple weeks ago, and kind of forgot about them, and I hadn't listed them until, I want to say it was somewhere around the August 10th time period. The first pair sold in about 2 days, and this pair sold just a few days later. So even though we are completely at the end of summer, I did take an offer on this, sold this for $20.95, but I only paid $2.99 for these ones. Crocs sandals, as long as they aren't flip-flops, they're gonna sell really fast. I only have 1 pair of Crocs sandals that haven't sold yet. I probably should find my listing and lower them. I was hoping they were right here, I could show them to you, but every other pair of Crocs sandals that I have sold. I bet you I've sold 15 or 20 pairs this summer. So, and not only are they quick sellers, but they sell for good money. They all have sold for at least $18. The most I would ever pay for them is $8, but I know they're gonna sell. So even if you spend $8 to earn $18 or $15 after fees, you know, it's so easy to clean these. If they need cleaning, it's so easy to list them, so easy to ship. It's the trifecta as far as I'm concerned. So I will definitely spend $8 to net $15 after fees. Hopefully it's going to be better than that, but they're still, these are my favorite item, I think, to resell, because they're just a no-brainer. Hopefully next season, next summer, Croc sandals are still in fashion, and I can continue that trend of buying them and making some good money off of it. We have 1, 2, 3 more items left. This next item I picked up at a rummage sale for, I think, $2. It's vintage, and that is why I was excited to, ow. Don't you hate it when the clothes hangers bite you? It is a Big Dog Nurse, Your Butt Is Mine sweatshirt. Probably from the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. And picked this up for $2. It sold, well, you know, I listed this in the summer, so for the summer I think it sold quickly, less than 3 months, for $34.95 plus shipping. And then this item sold, and I just listed it today, and it sold in less than an hour. probably more like 15 minutes. I definitely don't feel like I underpriced it at all, so I happened to just, I guess, post it at the exact right time, but I just bought this in the last couple of weeks at a garage sale for $5. It's a Nike Dry Fit Therma something or other training jacket, and sold, like I said, almost immediately for $40, $39.95, plus shipping on that one. So it's crazy. Once again, this is a reminder, you know, even though it's going to be kind of chilly here, it's still August. Go ahead and list jackets, list sweatshirts. They sell year-round. There's no reason to not list those things just because you think the weather doesn't suit those types of items. And the last item that sold took a little bit longer to sell than I expected, but still well within my 90-day time period. I lucked upon these at my favorite thrift store. I think this is the second or third item that I've sold from this brand. It is Victos, V-I-K-T-O-S. These are a pair of tactical jeans. I got these on 50% off. So they had been there for at least probably 3 or 4 days at my thrift store. And I paid $7.50 for these, and they sold, like I said, in about 2 months for $54. Well, it was right around $54. Let's get the exact. It's $56.95 plus shipping. So this is the Victos Apparatus Tactical Jean. If you don't know that brand, I don't know how common it is out in the wild. This is a Portland-based company, so perhaps I see that a little bit more here because of it, but the jeans are really good. Some of the shoes are okay. I sold a pair of slides, Victos slides, for $40 a couple of weeks ago. And I do have, I believe, a jacket of theirs that hasn't sold yet, but Victos is a very good brand if you come across it. So. Alright, so that's the end of the video. I will have a video coming out during my vacation, although this will come out well after my vacation, this video will. But thanks so much for watching. Please like this video if you did, and subscribe to my channel to get more content like this in the future. Who knows when I will do another live rendition of the intro song, so next time I might rap it. Who knows? So you don't want to miss that. Make sure you're subscribed and turn on notifications to get all of my videos in your feed in the future. Thanks so much, and good luck in all of your ventures out there. We'll catch you on the next video. Bye-bye.